everyone, here we are again, Barber's Arms, episode 97, series 3. I guess it's number 2 really. I've got my co-host here, Mr. Jac Ludlow, all the way from Dubai. How are we, Jac?
How you doing, guys? Amazing. Great pleasure to be on here with you guys once again. How you doing, Gar?
I'm very well, mate. I'm Gary Machin. We got Mr. Jac Ludlow all the way in Dubai joining us again. Feeling a bit better this week, Jac. You looked a bit peaky last time. You weren't very well, were you? You're looking better this time.
No.
You've got a new look going on. What's that all about?
Well, basically, I saw people in Dubai Mall. They were selling Gary Machin hats, you know, Billionaire Boys Club. So I thought I better get one because I'm going to be hosting the Barber's Arms with him real soon. So I just put one on just for you, mate. All
right. Well, you'll have to let that go. We've got to show some product on the show today. We've got the one and only Mr. Sam Martin today, CEO of Apothecary 87. Among other things, he's a great entrepreneur, got a very successful business, barbershop business as well. So we've got some great things coming on for you tonight. We've got our usual beer spot. I've got the old Titanic again. I think we've got. I'm going to try the first one. I think tonight is going to be a plum porter. We'll have a look what Jac's going to offer us as well. A little quick one out there as well. Anybody who's from Stoke-on-Trent, the Titanic do a fantastic oat cake mix. I picked this up last time I was in the shop. They looked after me. Have you ever tried oat cakes, Jac?
I've never tried them. I've tried Welsh cakes.
Well, they're not Welsh cakes. But oat cakes are like a very thin, they're like a pancake, but they're made of oats. You put bacon, cheese, all those kind of things in them. So anybody out there who's got a recipe or tell us what you put on them. I know we have a lot of local guys who are watching us. These are sent all over the world. Oat cakes are renowned. Aldi, they sent all over the world. They package them and send them all over the world, local firms. It's a local delicacy. I'll have to send you some, Jac, or send you a mix and you can make some.
I guess I'm in Dubai.
Yeah, well, there might be some locals, there might be some native out there who've already got them. You never know. And everybody who's watching, welcome back to the Barber's Arms. If you're going to catch up on any of our latest shows, last show was Roderick Samuels, 61,500. Fantastic show. Anybody who missed it, please catch it up. Inspirational isn't the word. I mean, he's a right character, Jac, isn't he?
Absolutely amazing. You know, like you said, the guy on stage, off stage, everything he's doing within this community, he's an absolute legend. I was the punch bag once again, though, for you and him, obviously, because I don't drink and you were giving me shit as you always do. But never mind, we can get over that. I can take it.
I don't give you shit. You just lead into it. You just give me the opportunity. As I said, anybody wants.
You look like a big teddy bear. Big teddy bear, but he's got a hell of a right hook, especially when we're on the Barber's Arms.
So you can go to our YouTube channel, catch it up on the podcast, and just go to the barbersarms.co.uk as well. So what's been going on in Dubai, mate? What have you been doing?
Oh, just enjoying the sun, getting some work done, mate. Just had the Eid holidays, so celebrated with a few of our friends. You know, it's nice to see everyone having such fun. It's a real positive time of year. You know, obviously they fast for a month for all those periods of times, and then all the big celebrations, all the iftars. So it's lovely to be a part of that. And just planning for my trip back to the UK on June the 4th. Going to stay there for 2 weeks, going home to finalise 2 salons that we've just purchased in Gloucester and Cheltenham. So really looking forward to that. What about yourself, mate?
Well, you know, we've had 2 bank holidays, haven't we? You know, we've had a few days off, Coronation, May Day. We've got another bank holiday at the end of the month as well. Quite unbelievable, really. 3 out of 5 Mondays we've had off this month. And I'd like to know the bloke who's paying for all this. I tell you, it's costing local businesses a fortune. But I'm not being a humbug tonight. I'm not being a humbug at all. It was a great weekend. Fantastic celebration. So I think it's just great for the country generally. Going away soon in Spain, I think in the end of May. So, and then we're in China very soon. So I'll be taking the producer's taking me over to China to introduce the British Barbers Association over in Shanghai. So that should be interesting. But we've had a really busy month. Really, it's been excellent. So many celebrations, so many things to celebrate in the first place. Bank holiday Mondays, you know, they're always a boozy weekend anyway for most people, but at least it gives everybody a little bit to recharge. Plus, we've had Ramadan as well, and Eid, as you've said. So, you know, a lot of people, celebrations all around, mate, really. It's been a good month.
There's a big celebration in Norway as well on May the 17th, that you've got the Norwegian National Day. So any of our friends around the world from Norway that are tuning in, happy May 17th. So yeah, there's, like you say, all the bank holidays, Eid's just gone. There's loads and loads of things coming up. So yeah, everyone's celebrating. Get the Titanic into you.
Yeah, well, you know, they do look after me at Titanic. I won't lie, and I've tried getting as much in me as possibly in the bank holidays. You know, get in the swing of things. Just to on about traveling now, do you ever get a break? I mean, I know you've got quite a few businesses on the go. You know, I know you're living in Dubai. You've got the sun, you've got the sea, you've got the sand, the champagne lifestyle. You've got the hat to go with it. So where do you call holiday, or where's your break time then? Where do you go?
It's a really good question. Quite fortunate, really, that quite a few of the projects that we do allow us to go to different locations. Like one of the projects coming up now, it's work, but it's going to allow us to go to the Maldives. So I'm looking forward to that, to see what comes of that project. But yeah, mainly, to be honest, I don't like to take too much time off work. You know, I find it hits me out of sync. And like you say, I think multitasking is good if you can make it work for you, and obviously diversifying variations of assets and stuff like that. It requires a lot of time, but if you can create a system and you can mix business with pleasure, I think that's the little secret. So yeah, we've got a few things coming up, but nothing solidified right now. So if I said it's a definite and it's happening, I would be lying about holiday. I don't like taking holidays.
You know what? My lady said exactly the same about me. She says, I'm the worst man in the world to have days off. I just kick around the house, you know, if I'm not in the pub or you know, we do like going to see watching live bands. But I mean, if we're not doing that, I'm either working on the house, working on something at the, you know, at the business. And it's terrible. We need to learn how to wind down. But I will admit, my guilty pleasure is getting on a beach in Spain. I do like that, getting the sand between your toes. But you've got that every day anyway. You can wander down the beach and do that after work anyway, can't you? You and your good lady just wander down, have a little something to eat, a little drink, feet in the sea. You got it all, haven't you?
Yeah, man. Every day I wake up, I probably walk about 10 kilometers after the gym every single day. So it's nice just to make the most of that. But coming into summer now, that's not going to be possible because temperatures are going to reach between, probably on average, between 40 and 45 degrees. So we're just making the most of it now.
Yeah, I learned that very early on. You know, you don't walk to work in your suit. You end up looking like you've had a bucket of water chucked over you when we were working at the Dubai. Right, so
thank God.
Yeah. I mean, the very first time I walked across, I only walked about, I don't know, 400 yards from the hotel to the World Trade Center. 3-piece suit on, looked like somebody had thrown a bucket of water. I looked like I jumped in the swimming pool and walked onto the stand. I tell you, I didn't do that again.
Oh, mate.
So that's enough of us, what we've been up to and what's happening. Please, if anybody wants any information about what we do, what we're going, what guests they want on, or ask any questions during the show, we'll do our very best to try and get to the answers. I'll be on my phone as we're talking. Let me introduce our number one guest tonight, Sam Martin. He's the CEO of Apothecary 87, 2013. He's got another couple of businesses as well. So CEO of Volstead, which is a jewelry business, and he's also got a studio business as well. He wanted to get into the studio. He's got 2 barber shops in, I don't know if it's 2 or 3, to be honest. We will work that out. He's got a successful barbershop chain as well. Really interesting guy. really great story behind the name as well. So we'll try and get that out of him tonight. And also, he's got something called Pay What You Want Wednesday, which we'll go into later when we interview him. So without further ado, we're going to get Mr. Sam Martin to come on. Hopefully, Jack will get rid of that hat for when we do the actual interview. He, it just keeps playing with himself. He's just put it down, mate. Put it down. So we're going to get, further ado, bring Mr. Sam Martin on. Woohoo!
I'm going to go and do my hair before my granddad has another go at me, and at the same time, I'm going to dye it white as well. I'll be straight back.
So we have Mr. Sam Martin in the house at the Barber's Arms. Woohoo!
Hi guys, how you doing?
Welcome to the
Great
show.
to meet you, pal.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good. I'm just introducing my friend from the valleys here. He's, if you don't understand what he says, I will translate for you. He is a bit of a sheep shagger at heart, so we'll just keep it nice and light. Don't take the mick out of him too much. First
nice and light, like the points of that moustache. I don't know what's in it, your moustache or my eyebrows.
No. Hey, take me a long time to do this. Sam likes a nice moustache and beard anyway, so you're talking to the wrong bloke here.
I know, get
Sam,
yourself you're good for me.
Yeah. Before we start, have you got a beer on the go?
I haven't, mate. I've just got a glass of, or a little bottle of water to keep me going.
Good God, you two, what's wrong with you? Bloody murder. Well, I'm going to have to introduce a little favourite of mine. I've got a plum porter here. It's all the way from Stoke-on-Trent. It's come from, we did this on the last show as well, but I've got another 5 to get through. So we've got a nice fruity stout. Well, it's a porter. It isn't a stout, it's a porter. So, and it's Titanic Brewery. So I'm going to have to drink for 3 of us now. Can you just see me little man there? So
you'll have no problem doing that either.
Cheers, fellas. All the very best.
Cheers, Gaz.
Is that a bottle of Prime, I see?
Yeah, it's a bottle of Prime, man. Got to keep it going. It's like the only thing I can drink this time of night because I'm in Dubai time zone, yeah? Right. So it's the only thing I can drink this time of night which doesn't have caffeine in it. And it sort of keeps me awake, but I think it's more of a placebo. But don't let KSI and Logan Paul you
that. Sam, take no notice of him. He just doesn't drink. I don't know what's happened to him. We're going to have a serious word with his mum, I tell you. Anyway, getting on to Sam Martin. Who is Sam Martin, the man? In fact, I've done a bit of digging, and I know I've met you quite a few times. We've stocked your products. CEO of what you mainly, I didn't know about the other businesses, but you're mainly known for Apothecary 87, which yes. we're going to come across that in a minute, in the background and everything else. You're also CEO of Volstead, which is a jewelry firm.
Yeah.
And you're also got a studio. What's the studio business?
Yeah, so we, basically when we started Apothecary 87, as you probably remember back in the day, photos and visuals were like one of the main thing that we were known for. So we built a photo studio that we run from our offices here in Doncaster. So yeah, we've got our Studio 87. So yeah, got that as well.
And also you're a barbershop owner. Are we on 2? Have we opened the 3rd one now? Or are we still on number 2?
No, we're still on 2. So yeah, we're doing all right. But it's we've got Doncaster and Sheffield, which South Yorkshire is my it's where I live. So we've got one in our offices in Doncaster, one in a really cool space called Kelham Island in Sheffield, and we're opening a coffee shop in Sheffield as well. So,
oh, very good, mate. Hey,
nice man.
My mate here from Dubai, he thought he had a lot of businesses on the go, but he's nothing on you, Sam. I tell you,
I can't give that view, mate.
You're going to have to give him some pointers, I tell you. But that's
as long as I'm taking over Gary, I don't care. As long as I'm taking over Gary. I got a few years to take over him, but trust me, it's in the process.
Nah,
Gaz is a property guy. I know he is. I remember him telling me before. I don't blame him though.
Oh, that's a good being at the moment.
That was just your beer talking. That was, Jack. I own nothing. I don't. If the tax man's watching this, I own absolutely nothing. No, I'm only kidding.
I own you now. Now I know everything about you now. You should have told me that.
Right then. So how's the brand? Let's start at the beginning. I mean, you've had Apothecary. That's your longest owned business? Is that 2013?
Yeah, we're turning 10 this year, so it's been around for a bit. It's I mean, it's what most of the people listening who might know me, it's what they'll know me for. It's what you know me for. We've been around for a while, making grooming products, styling products, and it's my first business that's done so well. So it's the one that kind of put us on the map, man.
Jack,
what's your process with growth though? Like, just go on, guys. Go on. What was you going to say?
I'm just going to ask you a question. Bring you into the conversation. Have you ever seen this brand? Do you know the brand? Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, 100%, absolutely, most definitely. I remember even at Barber Connect years ago and stuff. That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, obviously, I've seen everything that you've scaled and stuff. Like, let's just talk a little bit of seriousness for 5 seconds. Like, what's been your process of scalability? I'm sure like there's been a lot of delegation in your business. There's a few like different systems that you've played and put in place. Obviously, you diversify your assets as well, which is a really sensible thing to do. Like, current climate's taught us that. So, like, what's your strategy?
I mean, that is not a short answer, but I mean, we started out. Social media was kind of what really rocketed us in the initial early days. This is pre-Facebook's acquisition of Instagram, and that was huge. Yeah. It was literally a case of post a photo, sell more products. When we were using Instagram and social media. Obviously, since then, we've put more in place. There's more technique in what we do, more structure, delegation. We try and incentivize our team as much as possible. That's a huge thing, trying to make sure everybody can get rewards for, putting more into it. That's something that I'm quite focused on getting more into as we grow the company as well. That I want to do more with, but it's really just kind of thinking about what the current climate is, where the attention is, and who do we have within the team that can help us grow in the right direction. It's a bit of in a really quick kind of nutshell to make it not a podcast about growth. Sure.
Just remember, we are in the pub.
Yeah. Me and Jack can have a chat afterwards. We'll go into some proper details.
You got your next guest now for your podcast.
Yeah.
His name's Gary Machin.
Sam, the thing that always I always think about. I mean, everybody, from an ego point of view, or from perhaps not a business point of view, wants their own range. They want their name on something, or they want to go down that route. Hand on heart, and I know you're very successful. Was there any time in that journey where you think, "What am I doing?"
God, yeah. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Going into the cosmetics game is bloody hard work. The biggest one at the moment, I mean, post-Brexit is just an absolute minefield of legislation and increased pricing and arguing over, pence on, a couple of pence on something. I've been doing some work on some of our products at the moment where we might save around 30p per unit, which seems like nothing. But in actual fact, the knock-on effect of that is huge. Not so much for our margins, but to stop these price increases and everything. We had a product last year where we were hit with a 300% price increase, which we then had to re-strategize how we keep that in our range without getting rid of it. We've had to look at a couple of products, how we formulate them, because where the ingredients come from, that's been drastic increase or the ability to get hold of it in a reasonable time is just out the window. Some ingredients we had like a 10 to 12 month lead time. That's kind of going into the world of making whiskies at that point where you're thinking 18 years ahead.
You're talking to the right guy.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, even the past couple of years has been insanely difficult. But then when you start looking at stuff like export and getting your products into certain areas, it's really hard work. I didn't realize the level that Apothecary 87 was going to be at when we started, or the work that was going to be involved in it. And it's don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. I wouldn't trade it, but it's so much more intense than I ever expected. There are a whole load of companies out there that are making these white label products for people, which, you know, for your barbershops is fine, but they're not very good quality most of the time. And, you know, having a brand with a bit of clout behind it is going to help sell those units in store a bit better. So, yeah, I mean, to each their own when it comes to making starting a business, having a product range, I guess.
Do you know what? I've met so many people that have flown with it. You know, they love it. You know, met so many people on my travels that are still they're still looking for the golden egg kind of thing, and they would never change anything. And then you speak to some people who've bought a product range out, and they're like, "I'm in for so much money, I can't give up now." And you know, I've seen all sides of it. I mean, you know, with the BBA, we take it all over the world, but it's hard work. It's you know, to getting it into different countries and getting people to buy into because it's your baby at the end of the day. It's yours and nobody else's, and you're very, very protective over that as well. Yeah. But I find just something that I wanted to bring up, and this is going off the other way. I saw Dapper Dan has gone into boots and, you know, and things like that. They've got so much stick in the barbering world, if you like, as if they've sold out kind of thing.
You know, fair play to them. I mean, I know the guys from Dapper Dan, really nice guys, both of them. They've got a good brand. They're very clear on what their strategy is, the product, the price point, how it's formulated, and they know their corner of the market perfectly. Yeah. You know, if going into boots is something that they've done, I would imagine the reason they've done it is to get more brand recognition. You know, they will get some sales and it'll add to the bottom line, but at the end of the day, with a brand like them, if they're in boots and it kind of works in that area and that shop, then it's just going to make people more aware of it. So yeah, there's strategic partners, definitely. Boots is one that we've turned down ourselves. We didn't feel it was right for us, but Dapper Dan have a different area of the market to us.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, for a brand like yourself, a brand that's going places, you know, it starts getting traction and attracting different people. Surely, you know, something that's going to get your brand out there and sell more units is good. To have that, what's the right word? Probably control. You know, you've got ultimate control at the end of it, especially if it's, you know, going into different stores. I mean, yourself, you're into, is it ASOP stores? They sell your brand.
Yeah, we're an ASOS, which, you know, they're a good partner for us. They've got the right position in the market. They're pretty cool. They've got some great brands on there that we sit alongside. So we felt that was a good partner for us. Obviously, boots, you mentioned boots. We've said no to boots. We've said no to Superdrug. TK Maxx hold the record with 19 requests to stock our products, and we've said no every time. Because at the end of the day, I think it's not necessarily about selling a product. If it was about selling a product, we'd make the cheapest possible product. We wouldn't care what we put into it, and we'd fire it out the door as cheaply as possible and just go mass market. I really care about making something great. Like, it has to work and it has to be made well. If it doesn't tick those boxes, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And that comes with when we're then selling to people. You know, how's it going to be interpreted when it's seen in those stores? So if you went into TK Maxx or Superdrug and you saw Apothecary 87 sat on the shelf, then that's going to formulate an image of who we are before you've even tried our product. So we're very careful about who we sell to. We do have distribution partners as well who sometimes sell into places that we wouldn't want them to. So then we have to get on them to support us in that. So it can be a bit difficult, but it's not all about sell. It's about making.
You don't really want to dilute your brand, do you? You know, obviously you've got your brand guidelines and stuff, and your associated partners are going to be a reflection on you. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. You got your strategy. Part of that question earlier on, you guys really know your vision by the sounds of it. It's a great brand as well, bro. Congrats on your success. Amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It's good. Yeah, I mean, we just look for people who care. You know, if people care about what they're doing in grooming and in you know, our kind of sector in the same way that we care, then they're probably the type of people that we want to work with and partner with. If they don't care and they're just out to make a quick sale, that's usually not the type of company we want to partner with at all.
So really, it's all about the fit with you. You know, you've got the certain things that you're looking for in a partner, and also you're looking for things that stand out. So you know, you've got a moral compass as well, which is quite rare in when you're selling products. People just want to get rid of them at some point. But I totally agree with you, and I think to be in control of your own destiny is fantastic. Can I just say to all our viewers out there, anybody who's watching tonight, I know we've got our usuals watching. I can see you popping up. Anybody wants to ask any questions to the guys, Jack or Sam, just get private messages there. Put it on Facebook messaging. We'll try and get them to you on the show. If not, we will definitely answer anything that you want to know about these guys. Going away from the brand, then the brand, that's what you're known for. You're the big fella who's always at the shows. You stand out like a sore thumb. Really cool backdrops, really cool imagery. So how's that crossed over with your barbershops? What made you get? Because I've just been looking. So your barbershops, is it 2019 you got into the barbershop gag?
Yeah. So that was a bit of an accident, to be honest.
Because let me just jump in, because you aren't actually a barber, are you?
No. Although a couple of the guys in our shops have started telling customers that I'm a world-renowned barber, but in all honesty, I've cut hair once about 3 a.m. in a friend's barber shop with a bottle of Belvedere in one hand and some clippers.
I was going to say, you weren't drinking water that night, bro.
No, different drink. The poor lad.
Just cut staff hair. That's safer. You're paying them, and they take it. They'll take one for the team. Just don't start doing it on paying clients. That's all I'll say to you.
You got to say, I've learned a load about barbering and cutting hair over the past 3.5, 4 years. So it's been a huge benefit for me to understand hair more, especially with the styling products. But yeah, the first barbershop that we opened was in our offices, and that was a happy accident. We set it up to be a training room, mostly to bring our partners in, train them on products, and do sessions like that. Then we wanted to kind of bring in someone who could help do education and run that side of things for us. And we then realized that the people who wanted to come for their education, they were quite limited as to when, so the space wasn't doing much a lot of the time. So we kind of opened it up for appointments, and then just really went all in and opened it up as a.
What do you find there? What do you find is the hardest to manage or the most difficult operationally? Do you find the product side of the business or the barbershop side? But only because there's two sides to it, isn't it? Like the argument between are people harder to manage than processes? I know they're hard to manage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Another.
I'll translate in a minute when he's gone off.
Yeah, it's a hard question. I mean, I spend a lot of my time dealing with the team and people, really trying to make sure they're working in the right direction. We're all on the same page. I want our shops to be known for being top tier in terms of quality, service, and standing out. So we do as much work as possible on that and making sure everyone's really kind of singing from the same hymn sheet. That does take up a lot of time, but once you get into the swing of it, I think it's quite manageable. It's just a time-consuming element of the business. The hurdles that I have in product manufacture, whilst they don't seem to take as much time to sort, they're a lot more difficult in terms of the thought process, lateral thinking, trying to work out how to resolve these things. So it's a completely different game, completely.
Do you know what though? I think we've over the years we've interviewed so many people, and top guys. And some of the most successful salon owners or barbershop owners are non-barbers. Take, for instance, ruffians and people like that. Eat with vision.
Andrew's done amazing stuff with ruffians.
Sorry?
Andrew's done amazing stuff with ruffians. Amazing shop and brand.
I mean, when with Andrew, when we interviewed him, what was quite obvious was he was such an unlikely guy to take on a barbershop chain, of where he come from, his background, what he did, and then he's made this amazing, fantastic business. But I think sometimes what we're from individuals like myself and Jack, not so much Jack because he stepped away a little bit, but you find yourself, you're working behind a chair, you're building a business, you're trying to run a business, you've got multiple shops or multiple sites, plus you're going off, you're teaching, plus you're traveling, and you can't keep all those balls in the air all at the same time. You know what I mean? And I think with somebody who comes in like yourself and opens a barbershop, they know exactly what they want, they know exactly what quality they want, customer service, what kind of experience they want, but they're not actually being diversified all the time by looking after clients as well. You know what I mean? You're running a business rather than making a business at the same. Do you know what I'm getting at? Do you know what I mean? It's so.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, I think the benefit that I had is coming in from a fresh set of eyes that hadn't been focused on the industry at a really close level in that respect. Obviously, I came from the grooming world and the product side of things, but we sold to a huge amount of barbers, but I still wasn't living that barber life. When I went into a barber shop, it was originally I'd go in as a customer, then I went in on the sales side of things. Then we started thinking about how to support our barber clients grow. So it was a very fresh set of eyes rather than someone that had been focused on very much on that client basis, that one-to-one, I've got a client in the chair, and that's the main focus. I came in and I was like, okay, we've got to look at other elements. It might be a cleaning routine, or it might be how in depth is the consultation, how to show a client that we're the experts in what we do, and really kind of how to maximize what a client gets out of a service. So coming in with that fresh set of eyes. And I think it's the same for anything. If you can take a step back and look at something from different perspectives, it can add
There's so many components though in it to like some of the business side of things, like you say, like the cliches we could throw out there, working in the business, on the business, and then you've got like your driver, your analytic, your amiable, your expressive, your leader, all those things that we could talk about. But I think, with the process side of things, like you say, like the way I could add value to that would be what we teach with SB is there's two sides of it. So the education and sales will be paired together. The business expansion will be paired together. So once you make it from this side of the quadrant, if you like, to this side, and it's different. It's sort of inspired by. Have you know a guy called Robert Kiyosaki, property guy from Hawaii?
I know
the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yeah, man. So you've probably read the cash flow quadrant as well, which stands for employed, self-employed, business, investor. And then they separate the both sides and you make it from this side to this side. Sort of tried to be inspired by that strategy so we can create systems within the business sector of it as well. So yeah, it's great to have people that are working in the business and then working on the business. And as long as you've got like people that can do multiple things, you could probably like jump in and jump out of it. And I still love working on the shop floor. I love it, you know, but I just find that the way where I'm going now with things is I'm losing out if I'm not working on it as opposed to in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
you know,
Well,
hard work.
I think, Jack, as educators as well, you need to be doing the job as well. It's almost been like a counsellor and never going through what
100%.
who you're counselling. I know that's
Yeah.
not. No, I'm not saying
I've had a few of them.
We should all be raging alcoholics before we come a counsellor, or we shouldn't go through some really, you know, horrible situation before. But how can you really know until you've actually done the job, you know, or you've gone through the process? I think what it's really good from our point of view is from an educator or as a consultant when we travel through other businesses, you know, across the world. You can comment on everything because you've been a salon owner, and I think that must make you a real more rounded within the industry, Sam, because now you know exactly what these business owners you're trying to sell to and take the brand, and you know they're having a bit of a hard time or wage bills coming in or whatever. You know what they're putting up with now as well, exactly that, don't you? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because you know you're living that life that they're putting up. Just getting on to something, and you remind me so much. I've got a really good name. I'm Jack. You'll probably know him, Jack, as well. Mr. Jonathan King used to work for Demon. Bet you know him as well, Sam.
Yeah.
I might do.
Well, he's not in the industry anymore, but he always used to be at Salon. He worked for Demon International for 25 years. But he's seen me on stage so many times. He's watched so many demonstrations. He's worked with so many barbers. He's like, I could do that now. I think I could do a haircut now. When you were talking about, now I've got my own barber shop. I think I could cut some hair. And he always said if he had time over again, he'd come back as a barber. And it used to make me chuckle inside every time when he used to say it. And I still talk to him now, still in Belfast. Sadly, he's not in the industry at the moment. You know, he finished with Demon, but he was one of those guys that you thought he lived and breathed the industry to the point where you think he probably could do the job. You know what I mean? He's seen that many haircuts and that many people on stage.
You know what? I reckon I think I'd fall down on my scissor work, but I reckon I could do a fade. You know.
Mate, don't even get into that conversation. Everything these days is a skin fade. But wait till people start growing their hair long. I'm just trying to look like Brian Guam at the moment with my hair long. Do you know what I mean? But literally, honestly, when all them scissor cuts come back in, which they are now, watch what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely fall apart with that. I mean, I've got a little bit of an understanding from the education stuff, but a fade, that seems like something I could handle. I've done a little bit of. I've always sitting on our education classes that we do, and try and learn and take it on board. But scissor work, no, that's way above what my. I'm
still trying my hardest to teach Gary scissor work after joining all these years. You know what I mean?
Sam, he's such a cock sometimes. I get him to come on the show and he does something. Dirty bastard.
He's done you there.
Do you know what I mean? Literally, I've been mentoring him now since he was 16.
I was just pulling him off the floor to get him on stage in Toronto and at Celtic Manor in South Korea.
He's just trying to tell you how many countries I've been to.
The list is endless, Sam. The list is endless. just quickly before we wrap this up, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. What's next for Sam Martin? Well, you know, you've got a jewelry company, you've got Apothecary 87, you've got a barbershop, you've got a studio. There isn't much more that you don't. You're opening a cafe, you know, a coffee shop within the barbershop.
We are.
Give us the lowdown. What's next on the list, mate? What are you going to conquer next?
So the coffee shop is the current focus. You know, we want to get that up and running within the next kind of month and a half. So we're moving quite quickly on that. That's exciting. You know, we're kind of separating the barbering part of the shop from the coffee shop and getting that there. That's an area of business that I've never really been in. You know, the food sector. So that'll be interesting. In terms of like the products that we're working on, fragrance is the next thing that we're really trying to get sorted. We've got well, I can't give too much away, but we've got some really interesting stuff coming out in that respect. It's just trying to get the formula right. So there's still a bit of waiting for that, but
it's all right, Sam. Nobody's watching. We've only had 10 million viewers. We're all right.
So yeah, we're going to be doing something in fragrance that it's out there. It's really out there. So that's all I'm going to give away on that one. But yeah, really for me, it's just focusing on Apothecary 87. That's my baby out the bunch. You know, Volstead, the jewelry brand, we really enjoy it. It's a bit more of a side project for us. But Apothecary 87 is, you know, where my heart is in terms of what I really want to focus on. So it's about making great products, great service, great experience, top level, and really standing out in that respect, and just simplifying our business strategy to allow that to happen, really.
Perfect. I mean,
Nice,
the transition for Apothecary 87 for, you know, fragrance, it must be, you know, quite an easy one, really, because your brand, really, especially your beard oils and, you know, different products, they stand out because of the actual fragrance. Anyway, they smell nothing like anybody else's. Anyway, do they? You know.
Yeah, I mean that's what we kind of. That was one of the things that really set us up in the early days. I think we were about 2, maybe 3 months old when we released the vanilla and mango beard oil.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we did. I think it was like 300 quid in our first month. We did 600 quid in our second month. And our third month, when we released that, we were a tenner short of 10 grand in that month. And then it just spiraled up from there. So yeah, the vanilla and mango was unlike anything anyone had seen. You know, we did a gunpowder fragranced clay styling product, which again was just like really out there. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one doing the fragrance.
Do you know what? And my producer's getting mad with me, so you know we have got to wrap it up in a minute, very shortly. But from a fragrance point of view, and especially a beard oil, I mean, you know, 2013, we're still seeing beards, lots of beards still at the moment. I mean, could you ever imagine? I mean, I've been in the job 38 years, been in education 31 years teaching. I mean, we you know, it was something like we couldn't get beard models for education for love and money, and now they're coming out our ears. Every client that we have to do a beard as well, because you know, to get them to have a haircut, we need them. Oh, can you do me beard at the same time? So students are like they cannot go without cutting beards every single day. Can you still believe that you're selling the amount of beard oil for beards even now?
That's why there's a shortage of gunpowder and mangoes in the world now.
Yeah, we've used it all. Gonna have to come up with something else. But yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It just blew up about 10 years ago. Beards just went crazy. Everybody grew a beard, and then you know, it died off a bit, but it's still it's still going strong. You know, prior to that, if you, like you said, you couldn't find anyone with a beard. I remember when I had a beard, I was almost mocked for having one by, you know, all kinds of different people. So yeah, they're going to be like, trends go around, and I'm sure it'll change up at some point, but beards aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, you know, I hope so, because I've been wearing one now for 20. My lady's never seen me without a beard or some sort of beard, and I'm a fat lad, so I have to have one for cover me double chins. That's my main reason. Like, so
I remember you telling me that when I came up to. I actually went up to Gary's place for education. Obviously, I was cracking jokes earlier on. He's phenomenal at what he does, and I was up in his place, and I was doing a beard. I think what was we doing? A shaving course, weren't we? For the BBA signature shave. And I remember you saying that then, and yeah, Rachel, your wife, said, yeah, but I've never seen him without a beard, ever. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You so that means
the shock of seeing your face, wondering why your chin's up here, down here.
Yeah. Well, you know,
maybe I should grow one.
Yeah.
You've got one, but not very good.
Little one.
Brutal.
I haven't got a pointy mammoth tusk coming off my nose.
Sam,
you look like a Zulu warrior.
Jack, ignore him. You're gorgeous, mate. Beard's fantastic.
I got a little 5 o'clock to buy shadow. Gary just got false tan on. Do you know what I mean? He got false tan on to be right. He said to be a Jackson to buy tonight. I got to wear my fake tan. Sandra Faye, wouldn't it? So I mean, maybe Apothecary 87 should start doing fake tan. Gary Machin's wearing it. The sales are going to go through the roof.
Listen,
he already emailed me about it.
It isn't fake tan, fellas. It's blood pressure.
He's trying his hardest, like Wayne Lineker, I think. He thinks he's Wayne Lineker.
Sam, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. We're going to have to call it today. I've enjoyed your company so much. I enjoyed your company, but not your beer drinking skills, because I know you like a drink. Well, you used to like a drink when we were at the shows anyway. So,
yeah, my reputation was was something back then.
Just quickly, is Latif, is she watching?
Not at the moment. She's at home looking after the 5 dogs right now. So yeah, she'll catch up on it.
Has she ever seen you without a beard?
No, she's seen me with she's seen me with stubble. In fact, when we first met, do you remember when my beard was like back down here, really long? And we first met, and then we arranged to go on our first date. And I turned up with stubble and a mustache, and she said, "I've been cheated." I've been catfished. So yeah, she keeps trying to get me to grow like that big long beard again, but no, I'm enjoying the slightly shorter look at the moment.
Very well. It's been an absolute pleasure, sir. Hopefully, we'll meet up somewhere soon for a pint. It's been too long, I know. Is something? Are you doing the shows? Is that something you're still interested in, or have you backed off on that a little bit?
We go to a lot of them to hang out and kind of see people. We're not showcasing it so much of them anymore. It's you know, our focus on different marketing, but we still go, we still hang out, we still meet people. So I'll definitely see you at you know, a few of them coming up. I think there's one in.
Are you doing Connect this year?
Yeah, well, I'll be going down to Connect, so we can have a pint there.
Well, I was just going to say, I won't be there. We're working in China. That was terrible then, wasn't it? I'll see you at Connect, but oh no, I won't be there. No.
Set me up on that one.
We've been gagged for sod's law, isn't it? Same weekend, same show. We're in China.
Is your moustache uneven?
My moustache? Does it look uneven?
Is your moustache uneven?
Does it look all right to you from there or not?
I can spot like 2 little hairs that, you know, the ones that aren't white, you know, the ones that have still got that dark. The ones that have still got that slight touch of pigmentation.
Sam, this is really goodbye. Mr. Sam Martin, CEO of Apothecary 87. Fantastic to have you on the show, sir. All the success in the world. Hope the coffee shop goes well. I'm sure we'll get up to you at some point. We'll have an outside broadcast in your, is it Kelsey Island? That's
Kelsey Island, yeah. You're welcome anytime, guys.
When I'm passing, I will definitely call in, mate, and we'll have a pint with you.
Sounds great.
Lovely to meet you, guys. Well, again, take care, man.
See you later.